Located in the heart of Central Asia, Kyrgyzstan is a country whose history has been shaped by its geography. More than 90% of its territory is mountainous, dominated by the imposing Tian Shan mountain range. However, its identity was forged in the valleys to the rhythm of the famous Turkic nomadic horsemen of the steppes, from whom today's Kyrgyz people descend. Do you want to learn their history? Right. Then stay until the end of the video. The Turkic peoples, from whom the Turks, Azerbaijanis, Kyrgyz, Uyghurs, Kazakhs, and Uzbeks descend, today settled in the Tian Shan region more than 2 millennia ago. Their way of life was nomadic, herding, moving seasonally in search of pastures for their. But if we talk about the Kyrgyz people as such, it is believed that they remained in the present-day Tuva region of Russia until the 10th century. It was here that the Manas was said to have been written, an epic poem that tells the deeds of the founding father of the homeland in his struggle against the Uyghurs. It is said to be 20 times longer than the Odyssey. You were outshined, Homer. With the rise of the Mongol Empire of Genghis Khan, he would have migrated south. And, according to some linguists, their language would have split from Kipchak. By the 15th century, Kazakh was the closest. If you didn't hear it, it sounds like this. Salam, Bini Merhaba.
My name is Aygül. I am 40 years old. Why would I say that? I came from Kyrgyzstan. I've been living in Moscow for 5 years. I've been here for 5 years. I've been living here for 5 years.
Since the region has been dominated by Islam, since the era of the caliphates, the Kyrgyz people gradually abandoned Tengrism in favor of Islam. Thanks to the mountainous geography, they were able to maintain their tribal and nomadic way of life for centuries, without the need to create organized states. However, starting from the 19th century, they fell under the influence of the Kokand Khanate, Ciencia Uzbeka, and it built the fortress of Kipchak, which is now the capital Bishkek. Do you already know who's about to arrive? By the mid-19th century, the Russian Empire was advancing through Central Asia by leaps and bounds. In 1876, it defeated and annexed the Khanate of Kokand, which had already expanded through much of present-day Kyrgyzstan. Immediately afterwards, the Russians sent a series of Slavic settlers who imposed their language and customs and dispossessed the nomads of their lands. This situation continued for decades until 1916. In the midst of World War I, Tsar Nikolai II decreed the conscription of Central Asian men to perform forced labor in the rear. Response from Kyrgyz and hunters, which Kazakhs, to take up arms in a massive uprising that ended badly, very badly. It is estimated that up to 500,000 civilians perished during the Russian repression. You probably know what's coming next, right? Exactly. The Russian Civil War, after which the Bolsheviks emerged victorious. In the process, they carried out a restructuring of the territorial organization. Initially, the Turkestan SSR was created, which included present-day Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, and Tajikistan. However, the Bolsheviks were aware of the ethnic diversity within this territory, so it was eventually divided into the 4 SSRs corresponding to the present-day countries. With the creation of the Turkestan SSR in 1926, it was the first time that the Kyrgyz people had their own entity. For the Kyrgyz people, their traditional nomadic life was dismantled through forced collectivization. The Cyrillic alphabet was promoted, and their economy was focused on livestock. The usual story. The USSR brought modernization in exchange for Russifying the territory. I Slosial. As you know, 1991 was a key year in history, and the Kyrgyz people know it. The USSR completely disbands. So as a Soviet Socialist Republic, Kyrgyzstan declares its independence. Inheriting an economy dependent on mining, an ethnically divided society, and an unstable political system, which was reflected in later uprisings such as the Tulip Revolution in 2005 and two others in 2010 and 2020. External conflicts were also present, in this case against Tajikistan, due to disputes over control of water resources that resulted in minor clashes during the years 2021 and 2022. Its current government, led by Sadir Japarov, is trying to maintain a balanced stance between Russia, China, and the West. We have reached the present day. Did you know Kyrgyzstan's history? What do you